is this feeling that has brought you to me? Do you know what I'm talking about?
The jailbreak.
Do you want to know what it is?
What's up, guys? Today I'm going to try to answer the question of whether or not you should or should not jailbreak, the benefits of jailbreaking, the risks of jailbreaking, if it's safe to jailbreak, and the things that you can do with a jailbreak. So let's start right off the bat. Is there risk with jailbreaking? Yes and no. There is risk that you could lose your jailbreak if you don't know what you're doing. You're installing random tweaks that aren't compatible with the jailbreak. But as far as completely destroying your device, there is a very, very small risk of that ever happening.
Hey, hey, hey!
Anytime something goes wrong, you can always boot your device into recovery mode, and you can restore to the latest version of iOS. So let's say you're jailbroken on iOS 12 and you install some incompatible tweaks and your phone doesn't go into safe mode, or something crazy happens where your phone just is not turning on, or your phone is stuck in a boot loop. All you would have to do is hook your phone up to the computer and go ahead and do an iTunes restore back to iOS 13 or whatever iOS version is being signed at the moment, and you will lose the jailbreak, but your phone will go back to stock and continue to work as normal. You are not going to damage your device. You will still be able to go ahead and return your device to Apple. Apple will not even know that your device was ever jailbroken in the first place because it is on stock iOS 13 now. So no, I would not say there is a lot of risk in jailbreaking, especially since most jailbreaks nowadays come with a standard safe mode. So if you do install a tweak that is not compatible with your jailbreak, the device will automatically boot into safe mode so that your device does not become destroyed, or your device does not become a brick, or it doesn't get stuck in a boot loop. One main reason to jailbreak is obviously the tweaks and the customization. I simply like being able to do whatever I want to on my phone at any time. Now, when it comes to tweaks and customization, there are far too many for me to go over in one single video. I am going to leave a link to my playlist of all the tweaks that I've reviewed so far, and I also suggest that you check out a couple other YouTubers. iReviews is a good one, iCrack Your iDevice, Brandon Butch, Dino Zombas. You could probably browse on YouTube forever just going over all the different tweak videos that there are. There are so many different things that you could do to your device. But like I said, I'll go ahead and leave a card of all the tweaks that I reviewed so that you can go ahead and watch those videos. I would also have to discuss the productivity features that jailbreaking gives your phone. For example, something as simple as being able to remotely lock your iPhone from your smartwatch. I mean, that is so handy. That is such a cool feature. I wish that it was just a stock feature in iOS, but it's not. So when you jailbreak, you can make it a stock feature of your device. I mean, I feel like that's a no-brainer. That's a simple thing. If I want to be able to remotely lock my device from my Apple Watch, why can't I? Another great feature of jailbreaking in regards to productivity is TetherMe. Now, TetherMe gives you unlimited hotspot tethering. Why should you have to pay your carrier an additional amount of money for the data that you've already paid them for? If I want to use that data on my cell phone, then I'll use it on my cell phone. But if I want to use the data from my cell phone on my computer, why can't I hotspot it? Why do I need to pay another $15 a month? With the jailbreak, you don't have to pay another $15 a month. This is a stock feature that used to be free back in the day. Carriers never used to charge anything for you to tether to another device. Then they got greedy and now they want to charge. Another great productivity feature is the ability to downgrade applications whenever they make crazy updates that you don't like, or a crazy update that completely breaks the app. You can always go back to the last update, and it doesn't matter what they've changed. If you don't like it, you can go back. Split screen multitasking. So if I were to open up Spotify, I can go ahead and open up another app. I can resize it so I could be browsing the internet while I'm listening to Spotify. So if someone were to ask me why I jailbreak my phone, I honestly would just pull out my phone, give it a triple tap, and show them this. And by showing them this, I feel like this would kind of open their mind.
Free your mind.
To the possibilities that are there on iOS that Apple does not, give you the freedom to enjoy. I feel like jailbreaking gives you those possibilities that aren't readily available on stock iOS. So things such as just throwing your icons around on the home screen. Like, iOS is capable of so much more than what Apple allows you to do. Anything that I want to change, anything that I want to customize, if I don't like something, I can go ahead and change it and customize it. In my phone, it runs perfectly fine. It can handle, I have a bunch of tweaks installed. I got a whole list right here, and these are just the ones that show up in the settings. I have so many more on my phone that don't show up in the settings. Jailbreaking will unlock freedoms that you didn't even know could exist on iOS. First time I experienced jailbreaking, I saw an amazing tweak that gave live weather over the background of my friend's phone. And I thought, wow, that's actually really cool. I wish I could actually do that on my phone. And at the time, I was using Android. I was a hardcore Android guy, 100%. All my Android devices were rooted, because I also like the freedom and customizability of rooting. Even though Android was already highly customizable, rooting gave you extra freedoms that you didn't originally have. So when I saw that iPhones also had an ability of rooting, aka jailbreaking, I got very interested in that because I always liked how fluid and smooth iOS was. Android, has come a long way. It is definitely more fluid and smooth than it once was. But however, iOS has that polish that just makes it, the whole operating system, feel 100% fluid and smooth. So when I started to do some research into jailbreaking, I noticed all of the specific tweaks that you could download to customize, to modify, to enhance your user experience. I was so intrigued because rooting Android, there was no, Cydia store. There was no app store where I could go and download these customizable tweaks that have already been pre-written by a bunch of different developers that I could just easily install like an app store. Rooting on Android made me do most of the heavy lifting. I would have to flash custom ROMs to customize anything that I wanted to. I would have to do all the file edits if I wanted to change anything. It wasn't as organized as a Cydia or an app store would be. So I decided to buy an iPhone 6S solely for the purpose of jailbreaking it. I believe at the time the iPhone was on iOS 9 and Pangu had just released their latest jailbreak. So I immediately jailbroke my device, installed a bunch of custom themes, custom tweaks, just to see, what the potential is on a jailbroken iDevice. At the time, I was still running with my Nexus 6P. That was my Android phone of choice because I liked the stock Google experience. I used to run with one Android phone in one pocket and one iPhone in the other pocket. But I finally decided to switch my SIM card over to my iPhone and give it a real 2-week test to see if I could live on iPhone because, like I said before, I was a hardcore Android guy. I didn't like iOS because of how locked down it was. And after those 2 weeks running on a jailbroken iPhone, I decided, I don't want to switch my SIM card back to my Android phone. The jailbroken experience on an iOS device is much more pleasing to me. It's much more stable, much more smooth. It gave me that customizability and that enhanced experience that I was lacking on a regular iOS device. So that's what really pushed me to do more research on jailbreaking. So every iPhone that I buy it with the intent of eventually jailbreaking it one day. And that's why I run with 2 iPhones now. I have to have one that is jailbroken, and that's my daily driver. And then I'll have the latest iPhone and wait for a jailbreak for that iPhone. Sometimes Apple blatantly copies the tweaks that we use on our jailbreak and implements them into iOS updates. So in a way, Apple needs jailbreaking because it inspires them to add features that jailbreak developers have thought of. So hopefully one day Apple will allow us to request our device to be shipped unlocked so that we can jailbreak it, or locked down so that, it's more of a stock experience for both types of people. So that's pretty much my story of how I found jailbreaking. I mean, jailbreaking is extremely useful. I went over a couple of the cool things that you could do in this video. And like I said before, go ahead and check out the tweaks that I have reviewed. Go ahead and YouTube a bunch of different jailbreak videos. You'll learn a lot about what your phone can do. Alright guys, so hopefully this video has helped give you some insight on what jailbreaking is, the awesome uses that it has, and whether or not you should use your device jailbroken or stock. If you have any questions about jailbreaking, or if you want any videos or specific requests, go ahead and leave them down in the comment sections. I'd appreciate it if you would smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.